Good morning, guys. Welcome to Miranda Detailing. So in today's video, we're working on this brand new Jeep SRT, and we're doing a new car prep, ceramic coating, both interior and exterior. So we just finished the wash and the decon phase. It didn't need much mechanical deconning. I did run the clay mitt over it in a few spots, but it's so smooth, it really didn't need much. We did use an iron decon. I didn't see any tar on here as of yet, but I did do an iron decon. And we're using a new product that we're testing, so I can't tell you what that product is, but it was very fast acting and it smells way better than almost any other product that we've used. The AM iron is one of the nicest smelling iron decon products. This one is right up there as well. So the iron deconning, again, towards the back and some of the lower sections was the worst. But that was all taken care of. We washed it with G-Technic G-Wash. Nope. And we washed it with this. So we used the W4 G-Technic Citrus Foam. And for the APC rinsing, we mostly used the Bilthamber Surfex HD. This was sent to me by a fellow YouTube viewer and detailer to try out, the Bilthamber stuff. And it actually worked pretty well, but this vehicle is already really, really clean. So not much to show as far as the APC rinsing because there really wasn't much on here. So it did seem to work though on the wheels. It did a good job. We used it mostly for the wheels, which are a matte finish wheel that came with the Jeep. So it's kind of a satin, not quite a full matte finish, but more of a satin. But it cleaned it up really well, nice and slick. And using the nice wash mitt for the wheels, I love using that for these types of wheels. You can get in between the spokes and clean it really well with all the brushes. Now you saw that I didn't use brushes or any strong cleaners for the tires. Why? Because the customer already put Duracoat on here, so they look great. I'm not about to scrub all of that off because he just applied it. So just a quick wash on the tire. We'll see when it's all dry. But as we look at the paint, it is in awesome condition. So I'll catch a light here and focus in on it if we can. Here we go. So yeah, it's really hard to focus because it's such bright white. I'll turn down the ND filter on my camera so you can kind of see. But yeah, it's nearly perfect. So the paint enhancement polish is not going to be for removing any type of swirls or anything like that because this thing does not have any swirls. Even if we take a look at, let's see, the side here, there's a few little things I can see with my eye here, but I really can't see with the camera. It's really hard to tell. Anything down here? Wow, barely. Little tiny marks here and there. So that's really good. This is just going to need a quick polish just to cleanse the paint, remove anything that's on it that the wash didn't remove and the APC rinse didn't remove.
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh, really? Okay, so we'll have to polish those a little bit. And of course the pillars. Let's see. Oh wow, even the pillars, not bad at all. Yeah, so those will clean up nicely. Yeah, okay, so this does have a little bit of swirling on it, but that's pretty minor. We're gonna continue drying it, and then we're gonna pick a polish and start polishing. And the coating we're gonna use today is the new Apec Surface Protection Metal Oxide coating. So that's what we're going to use for all the paint. We're gonna use his trim ceramic coating on all of the trim. And this is a 1-year coating, so we'll reserve that for another job. So these are the two coatings we're going to use today on the Jeep SRT. So you saw me using this little blower here. This company from Amazon sent me this little cordless blower. So I'm using it today to kind of test it out and see how well it works. As far as power goes, it's decent. It's not super high volume, high power, high velocity type of blower like the Air Cannon Junior that I have over there, but it does the job. The nice thing is that it is cordless. And unlike that other big blower that I have up on the shelf there, this has a small nozzle. So it actually does better into getting into all these little intricate areas and, forcing the air out better into that fine nozzle there, that more narrow nozzle. So yeah, overall, not bad. If if you're a mobile detailer looking for a simple cordless blower, this thing is pretty cheap. It only comes with one battery. I wish it came with two, but you can, you know, maybe try to get another battery from them. I'm not sure if they sell extra batteries or not, but you can always keep a charger in your truck, van, trailer, whatever you use for your mobile unit. And, you know, just to go around the vehicle quickly to blow dry the wheels and cracks and crevices, door jams, things like that. Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty good. There's lots in the market. This is just one version. So I'll have the links down below, and this company is offering a discount code to get 50% off of this little blower if you use their link. So I'll put that down below, but you can get them on Amazon also. So I'll have both links down below if you want to just buy them from Amazon from our affiliate link, or you can use their coupon code and get 50% off. It's up to you. Well guys, not much to show as far as, you know, before and afters, because the paint is near perfect, and it's also very difficult to find any defects. With the light, with the handheld light, I can see very minor, little, random, isolated, deeper scratches here and there, but they're so minor that they're actually hard to find. So I have to turn up the filter on this camera here and see if it can focus on, yeah, I really can't. I can't see anything with white. I'll have to turn off some of the lights here to be able to see anything. You know, when you turn off the overhead lights here, you can spot a little bit better because the ambient light can kind of mess things up. But I can tell it's looking really good. It's so glossy. So I'm happy with that. So it is really, really glossy. I mean, it already looks fantastic without the polish. And, you know, I really can't tell if it's adding any more gloss to it just because it's so bright. So we're gonna blast through the polishing stage because it's going to be pretty easy. There's not much to show as far as before and afters, which is great. So this is prepping the paint. This is always good to do because it does kind of chemically clean the paint, mechanically clean it as well, and it'll remove anything that might be on there. And I can tell already this is grabby and this feels nice and smooth, and yeah, really, really nice. I chose to use Apc finishing polish. Now, I usually don't use a lot of this in particular. I love the medium duty polish. That one I use a lot for paint enhancement, single stage, one step, whatever you want to call it, because it can really cut the defects. But this is more for just gloss enhancing and prepping the paint. So I was going to use, you know, one of the Extreme Solutions ones, like their Ice or their Helios polish. Both would have been perfect polishes to use. I just chose to use this one because I haven't used it in a while, and I really enjoy using the Apc line. So this is from Melco, and I love Melco products anyway, and their new Apc line with their coating is also fantastic. So I've used their ceramic coating, and very easy to use. Durability on that one is, you know, 18 to 24 months. So this polish doesn't have any fillers or anything like that. It is just a nice, simple, pure polish. Using a black pad instead of an orange one, because again, I don't need to cut defects. So it's simply gloss enhancing and cleaning the paint, prepping it. All right, guys, the polishing is now complete. It is looking beautiful. You just saw us get underneath the hood here. The headlights are kind of tucked under the hood, so we had to pop that, and also the top of the grill here. So we had to pop that to be able to get under there. And it was just a little bit of water spotting and some swirls. So we hand polished that out, no problem. Paint is looking fantastic, super glossy, and I would have to say like 95% defect free. There's little things here and there. There's this, not quite, it's kind of pushed out. I don't know why. So that's kind of weird, but that's just a body defect. The pillars look great. They really polished up nicely. You saw I used a little bit of the medium duty compound with the black pad, kind of a half step, and that worked great to finish these down. Same with the black gloss along the top of the door here. So those are looking great. And you saw that we had to remove a little dust nib. Now, we use the KXK punch kit and their little block here for sanding. So this is 2500 grit, just a little bit of wet sanding. I mean, very minor. It took just a few seconds just to get down to flatten or level that dust nib that was there. And then we compounded with Apc heavy compound in a microfiber disc from Meguiar's, and then finished it with a finishing polish and the black pad. That was it. Very, very simple, easy, no problem. Now, if we look at the dust nib now, you can actually see a little piece of dust. See right there? A little piece of dust is actually there. Now, I don't know how deep that goes. And if I try to continue to wet sand it and try to remove it, I could end up actually really thinning that area. So I'm not going to try to do that. The area is flat. It's completely flat now, so there's no more nib, but the dust particle that caused it is still in there, and I can't do anything about that. If I were to try to really wet sand that out, I could really compromise it, but you have to really search for it to get up close to it and to find it. Otherwise, it's fine. It's completely flat now. That was the only defect that I found in the entire vehicle. That's pretty much it as far as dust nibs and major, defects. So it's lunchtime now. We're going to, after lunch, panel wipe it. We're going to coat, starting with the trim, which there's not a ton of plastic on here. Windshield coating, side mirror right there, and a little bit of the grill pieces and these pieces. And then we'll coat the paint and then the wheels. the Jeep is done. At least the exterior is done, and interior is halfway done. So we just finished the coating. We just applied all of the titanium oxide paint coating, and we also applied it onto the wheels. So the wheels are kind of a satin finish, a little bit more glossy than a satin finish, I would say. They're kind of interesting. It has a little bit of a texture to it. But coating went on there easily. Now, a little bit of a tip for this coating. It is a little finicky when it comes to humidity. So there's a little bit more humidity in here. I mean, we have that thing full blast, but it is hot and humid out. And, you know, from just our body heat in here, we noticed that on the top here, where it was the coolest, that's where the air is blowing right on top of it, it seemed to wipe away very easily. And then as we're going around the sides where the air conditioning really hasn't reached that well, it got a little bit more difficult to wipe off. So to combat that, basically just use multiple towels, and with humidity and a little bit of heat, wipe it off sooner. So don't let it sit for too long. I'd say like almost right away, like wait 5 seconds and then start to wipe. You'll see it start to not necessarily rainbow or anything, but it does separate, kind of like crystal serum light. So that's what that does. That's the type of application it is. So if you are in a cooler setting, it'll be very, very easy. But if you are dealing with some heat and humidity, then be ready for lots of towels. Use lots of fresh microfiber towels. But as you can see, let's look around the paint. It looks incredible. It's crazy glossy. Let me turn down this filter here because it's so glossy and bright. It looks so good. Even all the way down the sides here, it is looking phenomenal. Awesome. The plastic is looking awesome. So all the black textured plastic is coated. There wasn't a ton of it, you know, like we mentioned. The sides of the mirrors here, the windshield cowl, and as you saw, Jess was working on the grill. So you have plastic among the gloss. Kind of annoying. So you had to work very intricately in there. She did a great job. All the honeycomb down there as well. And the little heat exhausts here on the hood. Those are all plastic. So, yep, they were all coated. They look awesome. So we're going to let this sit overnight. We're going to do the carpet and the fabric protection tomorrow. But everything else is pretty much done. Oh, and the windshield coating. I'll get to that tomorrow as well. So guys, if you are interested in the Apec surface protection coatings, the metal oxide coating, it's a 3 to 5 year coating. Reach out to Brian from Apec Detailing. I'll have his website down below so you can go on there and check out the different coatings and products that he has. And he also has the Rhydra bead and Rhydra sheet. Now, he says, give it about 4 hours, over 4 hours to let this cure, and I'll probably just do it tomorrow. So it'll cure overnight, and then I'm just going to do a light topper of Rhydra bead. Now this is going to act as your top coat. It can breathe through it, it can cure through it, but it's going to help prevent any type of water spotting if it is caught in the rain or anything like that if it gets wet. This doesn't sit in the garage, but it does sit under a carport, which is great. So I'll apply that tomorrow. We'll show you how to use Rhydra bead. So I'm choosing the beading one because, you know, I personally don't think it makes a difference whether you like beading or sheeting. It doesn't matter to me because if you have a high beading product, then I can make it sheet off the paint, you know, because you just use your hose. So it all depends on the angle of contact with the water and how you flood the panel dry, whether it's a high beading coating or not. It doesn't matter. I can actually do it. So I've showed that in my weekend washes, how we actually did that on our own vehicle. So it doesn't matter to me whether I use sheeting or beading product. It doesn't matter. So I'm just choosing this one just because. So we just finished the interior vacuuming and wiping down, and we just started to coat all of the interior leather and vinyl. So we're using G-Technic Leather Guard. This is their L1 or LI, and this also comes with the Bio Coat. So this actually has like an antibacterial layer that kills any germs and bacteria that land on the surface. Now, I don't know about durability of that, how long that lasts, but anyway, it's still something good to have on all of your leather and vinyl. So this is very easy to apply. Just put it onto a little applicator and then apply it onto leather and vinyl. And yeah, you can go on your dash because there's no greasiness. There's no gloss to this at all. You can just apply it and let it kind of flash away, and if there's any left within 10 minutes or so, come back and wipe it with a clean towel, and that's it. Super easy to apply. It won't leave any glossiness or nastiness at all. Now, when it comes to the interior seats, we have a mix again of Alcantara and leather. So this is like a nice perforated Alcantara actually, and then just the little bolsters here are leather. So all of this will also be protected with a fabric coating or fabric protection. We have two different ones that we're going to use today, mainly because it does take a lot. The Alcantara and all of the carpet will take a lot of the protection, so we'll have to spray it on. And here's what we can use. I just picked up some more 303 fabric guard. So I'm going to show you how we apply that, and I also have some smart fabric. So this again is from G-Technic, and this also has the BioCoat. So this is a new version also, V2. So this will go on carpets and fabric as well. So what I'll do is I'll use this for all the Alcantara, and then for the rest of the carpeting, I'll use the fabric guard. Now the reason I'm doing that is because this has the BioCoat. So I'm going to put this on the areas that you're going to have direct contact with, either your hands, your body. So any germs and bacteria will be killed immediately on the spot. So this doesn't really need to go on the carpets because you don't touch the carpets necessarily. So I'll put the fabric guard from the 303 on the carpets, and that's why I'm going to use this for all the Alcantara. So we are on to protecting the fabric. So I'm going to try this out in here. I lowered the pressure, and we're just going to lightly apply onto all of the carpet back here. I'm going to start actually back here. That's not too bad. I'm not going to go too crazy though. I'm going to do small sections at a time. And you'll hear the air like this. Nothing is spraying out yet. So this has kind of like a dual trigger. So you can let the air out and then you can spray product. So, yeah, a little bit more overspray than I want. It's not horrible, but I probably won't do that for the rest of the inside. I'm gonna let this air out a little bit. It's just a little overspray, but I kept the gun really close to the carpet to try to reduce as much of that overspray as possible. 2 light coats I'm going to do. The rest of it, I'm going to use a pump spray. So for the rest of the carpet, I put it in a 32-ounce spray bottle. So that way I can control the amount of spray. And again, if you get it on any of the plastic, it's not a big deal, just wipe it off. I'm going to do a nice, even, light coat here. And wipe down any of the plastics. Wipe down the pedal. And really, even if it gets on the plastic and dries, it dries transparent. You don't even see it. So it's really not a big deal. All right, so let's do the rest of the seats, or the rest of the carpet. Now for the Alcantara, we're going to use G-Technic Smart Fabric. Now, I've seen a couple different ways of applying this. You can apply it onto a towel or even an applicator and apply it on, which that's actually a good idea. I think I might do that. So this is an old coating applicator. The red side is actually still soft. The gray side, slightly crunchy. So I'm not going to use that side. I'm just going to use the soft side here. Now, I've already shaken up the product, and I'm going to gently mist it onto here also, but also mist it onto here and rub it in. And if you get any on the leather, it's not a big deal. It goes right away. And this just ensures that it gets into all of the fibers. Again, you can spray it onto the fabric if you want, and just work it in with the applicator. Nice. There we go. Same goes with the Alcantara on the doors. Rub it into the Alcantara on the doors. This actually ensures a really good, even coating. Nice. And if any gets on the leather, wipe it off. We've already protected the leather. It already sat overnight. It's cured. It's good to go. So the interior now is drying. I'm going to reopen the doors once I'm done with the exterior here. Let everything dry out. Those products, both the 303 and the G-Technic Smart Fabric, smell really strong. So, you know, use it, open the doors, and then open the doors of the vehicle, have a fan in here. Let it sit overnight. If it's a customer's car, have an extra day scheduled because you want this to sit overnight. You don't want them going in the vehicle smelling like that. It's way too strong. Especially if you put it on the seats, they need to wait anyway. So, you know, schedule an extra day to do that. But now I'm going to apply just a top coat of the Apex Surface Protection Rehydra bead. Now, after talking to Brian about his products, both the Rehydra bead and sheet work as toppers. They can be used as standalone products, but they work best on his coatings. You know, they work together with the coatings, they bond better, and this stuff is pretty interesting. I'm going to apply just a super light coat. I mean, very light. One spritz in the towel per panel, that's it. And you can also, when using it as a maintenance product, after you wash it and rinse it, say a month or 2 months in, then you can actually dilute this 1-to-1. Put it in a separate bottle, dilute it 1-to-1, and then use that as a drying aid or as a little quick detailer. And you can also dilute this 10-to-1 and use it kind of as an interior coating. So you can use this on the dash, on plastics, on leather, diluted 10-to-1. That is pretty impressive. I didn't know that about the products when he first sent them to me, which thank you, Brian, for sending me the products. These were gifted to us to be able to use and to play with. But that is pretty awesome. So I'll be doing that in later videos, showing, you know, the benefit of that. But it has UV, very strong UV protection. If you know Brian from his channel, if you don't, you need to go follow him. I'll have the links down below. Go check out Brian. He's like the Sherlock of detailing. He's very experienced. He's got years of detailing experience. He knows the science of it, and the fact that he came out with his own products. Basically, they are from art to shine. He had their chemists, you know, kind of formulate products that work for him the way that he wanted them to work. So it's not just a, you know, a white label or private label type of thing that he just puts it on, you know, puts his name on a product that's already out there. He tweaked it. He reformulated some things and tweaked the formulations to work for him, to get what he wanted out of it. That's what a detailer should do. If you're going to be coming out with a product, like if I was going to come out with a product, that's what I would do. I would search for a company and a chemist and start with one product that already works and just make it better, make it suit my needs. That's brilliant. So light application. I already did the whole hood here. and 1 spritz per panel. That's it, just enough to go on so you can kind of see it flash, and then flip the towel. Now, if you get smearing, don't worry. Don't worry about it. You can either use a little bit of water. You know, at this point, everything's cured anyway. You can spritz just a little bit of water. It plays well with water. It's dilutable. But even if you don't want to do that, the smearing will go away. It'll self-level. So that's not a problem. You don't have to worry about that. But 1 light coat over the entire vehicle, and coatings are prone to water spots within the first couple of weeks of application because they're still kind of curing, and this will act as that sacrificial layer. So you want to put at least just 1 light application of this on the vehicle before it leaves for your customer. That way, if it does rain or anything like that, if it does accumulate some water spots, it's going to be on this. They can be easily taken care of with, you know, a light water spot remover, or just washing the vehicle with a nice strong soap. Not like a crazy detergent type of shampoo, but just a good soap should be able to remove those water spots, of course, depending on what they are. If you're parking it under a tree for a couple of weeks or months and dealing with all the sap and fallout from the trees and all that junk, well, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. And you shouldn't have coated your car and put it under the trees like that, which I did with my own vehicle, and just to prove that point. All right, so I'm going to buzz through, get this all top coated with this, and then I'll open the doors and let it air out, and then I have the windshield coating to do. That's the last thing to do. The Jeep is done. I just applied the windshield coating. I'm letting it dry. I didn't get any of that on film. You've seen me do that before. If you want to see that, check out our other paint enhancement and coating jobs. I always usually include showing the windshield coating. What I used was G-Technic G5. This is a very, very simple cream type of windshield coating. This is actually a very aggressive beading coating. It doesn't last as long as, say, the G1, but the benefit is it's a much stronger type of, or I should say, aggressive beading product. So this can usually get 6+ months, and you just, you know, apply it each time if you want, every 6 months or every 4 months, and then you can, you know, use C2V3 on glass and just top it. That also is a very aggressive beater. So yeah, that stuff is great. Very easy to apply. Apply it with just a little microfiber applicator. It's a very, very thin haze, see? I just let it sit on there for like an hour, and then it wipes off very, very easily. If you do have issues with it and it's wiping off difficult even after an hour, apply just a tiny bit of the glass cleaner or just water, but you can use their perfect glass or just a little spritz of water. Either will work fine and it'll be okay. So this thing is looking incredible. I just opened up all the doors because it stinks in there from all the fabric protection. But check out the gloss. Oh my goodness, it is awesome. I just topped it with the Rehydra bead from Apec Surface Protection. After like a few hours, it becomes incredibly slick. So yeah, the paint is so slick right now. It is awesome. So yep, very, very happy with that. We applied it onto the metal oxide onto the wheels also. They look incredible. And if you're wondering, the tires were coated with Duracoat, but the customer did that himself. So I didn't want to bother with those. I didn't add anything to it. But man, look how nice that looks. It looks beautiful. The white is overpowering in here. It's messing with my exposure on the camera. It's crazy. Carpet, leather, everything is coated. It's drying. Man, this thing is looking beautiful. So guys, that's going to do it for the Jeep SRT. This thing is done. Customer's going to pick it up tomorrow. So it was actually in here for 2 days, basically. And he's going to pick it up tomorrow morning. But man, this thing came out beautiful. So I want to thank Brian from Apc Detailing for sending his products over and using the metal oxide coating, using the trim, using the Rehydra sheet and bead products. We'll get to using their one soon. But man, so far, really great products. The gloss on this, the slickness, incredible. Any product is going to have its pros and cons. The only thing I will say about the metal oxide coating, in particular, I haven't used the one yet, but the metal oxide coating, again, I'm going to re-emphasize this. It is temperature finicky. Cooler temperatures, great. A little bit of heat and humidity and it'll be annoying, but it's okay. It's not a knock on the product at all. It's just the way some coatings work. The coating, the metal oxide coating, is a very strong coating. It's a 3 to 5 year coating, and if it's taken care of properly, it's going to get up to the 5-year mark. But it says metal oxide. It said titanium and a bunch of other different oxides in there. It is very, very strong. So that could be, why the coating can, be a little temperature finicky at times. The formulation is designed to be that way. So not to be finicky, but to be a very strong coating. So just work with work with those different types of coatings and just get used to using them. If you need to use more towels, use more towels. If you need to work in smaller areas, work in smaller areas. The benefit, the payoff is going to be the durability and the results of this thing. It is insane. I have these new lights in here, which in later videos I will talk about, but I strung up these new high-powered lights in here. They actually have little fans in them because they put out some heat. I don't always have them turned on, but when I'm taking, video around the vehicle or working with coatings and, corrections around the vehicle, I need that extra light. But wow, I mean, the gloss on this thing is insane. It is incredible. I'm loving it. All right, so enough of that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And as always, I'll have the products if you're interested in buying them. I'm not forcing you to buy anything. You don't have to. But if you're interested in any of the products that we use, then we'll have them listed down below. And if you're curious and you don't see something in here that we used in the video down below, just message me. Sometimes I just forget. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.